Released on August 5th and October 4th of 1993, Richard Garfield and Wizards of the Coast introduced the first sets of one of the most popular games of all time, Magic: The Gathering. Dubbed Limited Edition Alpha and Beta, these introductory sets launched a brand new genre in the games and hobbies industry, trading card games, or TCG for short. Magic: The Gathering Alpha and Beta would lay the foundation for future sets and also the TCG genre itself, with other popular games later coming out such as the Pokemon trading card game, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and Force of Will. Magic: The Gathering would also stand the test of time as it is still being played by over 20 million people in various countries. In its beginning, the playtesters and designers at Wizards of the Coast wanted the name of the card franchise to just be called Magic. The Wizards of the Coast legal team, however, suggested that the name was too generic to be trademarked as a product or a brand. This led to the designers changing the name of the trading card game to Magic: The Gathering. Magic: The Gathering would be printed on the back of every single card printed, even though the original intention was to have the set name after the word Magic. Magic: The Gathering was only supposed to be labeled as the first set of the franchise, but was decided by the designers at Wizards of the Coast to keep the back of every card the same, regardless of which set the cards came out of. Alpha and Beta contained the same cards, even though they were different prints of the same set. Alpha printed only around 2.6 million copies of its print run, while Beta's print run was almost triple that of Alpha, around 7.3 million copies. Both Alpha and Beta would sell out very quickly. In the print run of Alpha, cards such as Circle of Protection Black and Volcanic Island were accidentally removed. The fantasy tale Warzel Story, authored by game creator Richard Garfield, was printed in the rulebook of Alpha set, but was taken out during the print run of Beta. Other facts included new land illustrations for each basic lands, changing from Alpha to Beta, the shape of Alpha and Beta cards being vastly different, and a wide number of incorrect text information would be found on Alpha cards that were eventually corrected in the Beta print run. Limited edition Alpha and Beta also had no copyright date, no symbols of trademark, and no expansion. The text at the bottom of the card was marked only with the name and credit of the artist. Limited edition Alpha and Beta had all the original mechanics intrinsic to Magic: The Gathering. One mechanic was tapping land and acquiring mana to summon a creature or use an ability. Many of the original keywords from Alpha and Beta, such as Trample, Flying, and First Strike, are still used in current Magic: The Gathering game formats today. However, the ability banding was removed during the Tempest set because the game mechanic confused too many players and used a lot of text to explain the ability. A large amount of Alpha and Beta cards had abilities that would later become keyworded in later Magic: The Gathering sets. For example, Sarah Angel's ability, Doesn't Tap to Attack, was keyworded to Vigilance in the Champions of Kamigawa set in 2004. The ability, May Only Be Blocked by Red Creatures, was keyworded to Fear in the 8th edition set in 2003, and then keyworded to Intimidate in the Zendikar print run in 2009. One ability was changed 2 times as well, going from May Attack the turn it comes into play to Unaffected by Summoning Sickness in the 1996 Mirage set, before eventually being keyworded to Haste in the Urza's Destiny set of 1999. There was also a rule for a provision called Ante, which would be started by removing a card at random from both players' decks, with the winner of the match getting both Ante cards. There were also cards that interacted with Ante, such as Contract from Below, which made a player who used the card discard their entire hand, draw 8 cards, and make the first drawn card be put into the Ante pile. This aspect of Magic: The Gathering continued until the Homeland set in 1995, due to Wizards of the Coast not wanting the game to be associated with gambling. As of 2013, all Ante cards have been banned in all structured Magic: The Gathering formats. The breakdown of limited edition Alpha and Beta had a 7-card difference due to problems and changes to the Alpha print run. The Alpha print run had 295 total cards, while the Beta print run had 302 total cards. One key category of cards in these sets consisted of the dual lands, which included Badlands, Bayou, and Plateau, Savanna, Scrubland, and Taiga, Tropical Island, Tundra, and Underground Sea, along with Volcanic Island coming only in the Beta print run. These 10 dual lands provided 2 colors of a mana, with the land possessing 2 basic land types. All future dual lands would have restrictions, but the limited edition Alpha and Beta dual lands are defining cards in the Vintage and Legacy formats. due in particular with the ability to be searched by the numerous fetch lands printed in the later sets. Another key category of cards for the alpha and beta sets were called the boons. These cards provide a key ability associated with the number 3, with each one of these cards providing a core ability for a certain color. The boon cards incorporated the white card Healing Salve and the black card Dark Ritual, the green card Giant Growth, which became an iconic card and appeared in every core set up until Magic 2012, the red card Lightning Bolt, which was a staple in many red decks across multiple formats, and the blue card Ancestral Recall, which ended up becoming the strongest of the 5 due to its high card advantage efficiency. The last key category of cards for the alpha and beta sets were called the Power 9. These cards are considered not only to be the most powerful cards of the limited edition alpha and beta, but the most powerful cards in all of Magic the Gathering. The Power 9 cards consisted of the Mox 5, which were Mox Sapphire, Mox Jet, Mox Ruby, Mox Emerald, and Mox Pearl. These cards added 1 mana to your mana pool depending on the color associated with the Mox card. The other Power 9 cards were the Blue Boon Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, which allowed a player to take an extra turn, Time Twister, which made each player shuffle his or her hand and graveyard into his or her library, drawing 7 cards, and then putting Time Twister into the graveyard. Finally, the most sought out and valued card of Magic the Gathering, Black Lotus, which can be placed on the field for no mana cost and can be sacrificed to add 3 mana of any one color to your mana pool. The most recent Alpha Black Lotus was sold on eBay for around $38,000. Also, a sealed beta booster box is worth around $70,000, while sealed alpha booster box is worth around $80,000. That is all I have today, everybody. If you like our card anthology Magic the Gathering series, please like our video, subscribe to our channel, and share it on your social media pages. Also follow us on our new Facebook page at www.facebook.com/cardbazaar361. We are also on Twitter. Our Twitter name is the Card Bazaar at CardBazaarCC. This is Coach signing out. You guys have a wonderful day.